What's going on, world? What's going on? It's your main man, the author. Right back at that ass again. Here's another one. You know where it's going. What's going on? Just want to make this video, man, real quick. I've been hearing online too, man. I want to address this topic because somebody made a video about this guy and brought up this question. Can black men be pro-black but still hate black women? Can black men still be pro-black but hate black women? All right, because we come from a simplistic people where and people, some people, when they don't want to really think about it, they'll do lazy thinking, so they'll connect one dot with another if it's the shortest distance. For example, if you don't like this about black people, you ain't black. I used to have kids tell me that too. If you don't wear this, then you ain't black. Since most black people in the community wore that. If you ain't had Nikes, you ain't black. If you didn't say this, you ain't black. If you don't vote Democrat, you ain't black. Bullshit like that. Even though both parties are sponsored by the same white group, but that's the mentality, right? Especially our mothers in the inner city, man, they break your neck if you wasn't Democrat. They'll say something about it. Just like I saw Tales from the Hood too. The brother ran as a Republican. I mean, I know it's a show, but the brother ran as a Republican. And he was haunted by Emmett Till because he was running as I think he was trying to help. It was a racist white man trying to be governor, right? And I guess he was gonna be mayor or something like that. And he got haunted by Emmett Till, and the brother had a white girl, and he was helping the governor, white racist dude, make governor, and his mother was talking all type of shit. And he brought up a good point, man. I mean, and he had a terrible ending, but both sides are the same, bro. I mean, both sides are pretty much the same. I hate to tell black people that, but I mean, vote Democrat and to tell you the truth, I mean, blacks have been voting Democrat since the '60s. But why is Detroit ruined? Why is Chicago ruined? Why is you have all these slums in St. Louis and these other places when the Democratic Party, blacks have been deeply invested in the Democratic Party for quite some time. But I didn't want to get political on this one. But my point is, can black men be pro-black and hate black women? I think yes, man. I say yes, man. I say yes, and here's the reason why. Now, don't get me wrong. Black sisters who wear their natural hair, they don't kank makeup all over their face, all right, who regularly visit the gynecologist at least once a month, who try to take care of their skin and things like that, and who are, working, doing the best they can out here, man. Those handful of sisters, they shouldn't take nothing less than a responsible, good black man. Kudos to those sisters. And those sisters shouldn't be hanging around with the other types out there. But for those sisters who are natural, man, they have like the little dreads or something like that. Like I said, they don't kank on, they don't put on much makeup. They might, put a little blush on here and there. They might enhance the eyelashes, but they're pretty much natural women. They found femininity in their and their blackness, within their heritage. They were able to feel feminine without having to straighten or perm or add weave to their hair. Big ups. And those sisters are in the minority because 90% of black women wear weaves, right? Now, and if that If brothers are with a female like that, what I just described, the natural sister, and she supports you as a black man. If a black man has a woman like that and he goes home and he tells her, "Well, baby, I had a rough day," and she takes his side instead of the establishment's side, okay, you have a good sister like that, man. Uh, and if you betray her and go outside the race, you're wrong, black man. You're wrong on that. You know, that sister went to school. She has her associates, her bachelor's, and she don't necessarily have to have her associates or bachelor's, but you know, she's a natural sister. She's worked pretty much all of her life. I guess 15 since she was 15, since she was in her teens or early 20s. She doesn't have 3 or 4 kids by 3 or 4 different men. Uh, you know, you with a sister like that, man. You know, she might have been married once or twice. You with a sister like that, man, or she hasn't been married at all, or maybe she's had her first kid at 28, 29. You know, if you with a sister like that, man, and you go outside the race, maybe, you know, you could be considered a bit of a traitor, maybe. You know, now everybody has the right to like what they like. Don't get it twisted. Now, if you with a sister sometimes you can be with someone for a long time and just feel like it's time to go your separate ways. If you were married 15, 20 years and then you step out and marry another race, that's a little bit different. But, you know, if you just step out and leave that sister and she's supporting you and she's natural and everything like that, that's an argument. That's debatable whether that brother's a sellout, whatever that is, or not, right? But now, the average black female is not like that. Brothers know that, right? The average black female has about 4 or 5 layers of makeup. She has yarn or some type of weave, 4 or 5 types of weave in her head. Eyelashes that are so long they look ridiculous, right? Weaves down to their tits, right? You know, just ridiculousness. You know, fingernails that are way too fucking long, right? Yeah, I'm not saying other races of women don't have extra long females, but I'm just saying queens don't follow the rest of the flock. Black women claim to be queens, and queens do not follow the rest of the flock. Queens set trends, okay? So that's why the black woman is at the root of this ridicule. One of the reasons. The other reasons is because black masculinity has been attacked in the mainstream media since the days of the Sally Jesse Raphael show and the Donahue shows in the early 90s, right? When I was in high school. So, with all that being said, with the weaves and wigs and eyelashes, that is in order to do all of that, you have to have a white supremacist mindset, which means that you are trying to acclimate to the white standard of beauty. White. What is white? I.e., Caucasian. Women who are of Irish, Italian, Polish descent. You know, Russian, Australian, so on and so forth. These women typically have the blue eyes, the blonde hair, either blonde, brunette, or redhead. They typically had a longer hair, right? So their crowns are different from the average black woman. Okay? Now, black woman who changes her crown, her hair, and I made a video on crowns, right? How can black females be queens when they're ashamed of their crowns? Crowns being their hair, right? Right? Walk with me. So a female who will wear extra long eyelashes so they can compete with the white standard of beauty. And we've already affirmed that black women wear weaves not because they care what black men think, but because, you know, they're trying to acclimate to the white standard of beauty. Because if a black man say, "Well, I don't like you wearing that weave. Why are you doing that?" You're like, "Well, I heard a brother on the show, and they told because he said he was like, well, why you keep wearing the weave?" And the female said, "Well, what business is it of yours what we do?" So that makes it clear she doesn't care about what he thinks. If he doesn't like it, he shouldn't be making a comment, right? And most women of other races try to look good for who? Their men, right? So, with that being said, uh, a woman who's trying to acclimate, and I'm not saying that black females are the only females that are trying to chase the white standard of beauty. The white man has conquered much of this planet, and obviously he's going to put his woman on a pedestal. So she sets the standard of beauty. And I'm not saying like Asian women, they try to, get surgeries for their eyelids, such and such, so they can have regular eyes, and everybody's trying to acclimate to the mainstream standard of beauty. I get that. But no one has to go through more than the black female because she's the farthest from norm, that norm of beauty, the Vanna White, the long flowing hair. She doesn't have that. That doesn't mean she can't still be beautiful and find beauty in her femininity. Doesn't mean she can't find her femininity and beauty in her actual physical makeup with the kinky hair and the full lips. She can still find beauty in that, but she doesn't want to find beauty in that. She wants to chase the white standard of beauty, just like everyone else, right? So how can you be a queen, right? Walk with me. Walk with me. So a brother who wants to date outside of the race, knowing that this is the norm in 2019, this is the norm. And it has been a norm for quite some time. Black women chasing the white standard of beauty. That means she has a white mentality. She has whiteology, a white psychologic mindset, right? In terms of beauty. How can you betray someone who's already betrayed themselves? How can you betray someone who's already betrayed themselves? It's impossible, right? And we all know that some women of other races are more pro-black than black women. I mean, just in 2016, man, I actually marched with some of the, and I have those videos on my channel as well. I marched with some of the people who pretty much walked the streets when there was a brother who was killed by police here in Charlotte, right? And they had a 2 or 3 day, the first 2 days after he was killed, there was a march uptown, and people were marching in his honor. He was a black dude, black brother, right? So I saw a lot of white females out there, a lot of mixed females. And what's crazy is it seems like the some of the most militant females are like the really light-skinned females. Some of the really pro-black females are like high yellow. They're only like a few tints away from white. I was with a female like that, man. She always talked about black this and black that, and she had a white mother. She was only 2 shades. Matter of fact, her brother got with a white girl, and he's so light that their children look totally white. Like he's only like a quarter. He took after his mother. His mother is pretty much white. So he's like, but you can only tell he's black. He's my age, but you can only tell he's black. He's really light skinned, but he has the kinky hair, right, and then the nose, because it's not just the color that gives you away. It's the nose being flat, and it's the full lips. So that's why he's married to a white female, and that's why her side of the her side of the family always picks at him because of his facial features, right? Along with they know he's high yellow. But their kids, since he's high yellow and his wife is white, their kids look white. Like you can't even now their kids are still mixed with some black as well. But the percentage is so low, it's like 10% that their kids look pretty much Caucasian, right? And he gets, picked on by her parents, by the white side of the family. But it's kind of weird how some of the most pro-black blacks are biracial. A lot of your dark skinned or dark complected black females are not pro-black at all. A lot of the people who are even the Black Lives Matter movement, some of those females, I mean that's headed by lesbians, but some of those females are like, you'll notice their complexion, like light-skinned females. Malcolm X was a light-skinned male. Elijah Muhammad was a light-skinned male as well. Louis Farrakhan is not a dark-complected brother. Now Khalid Muhammad was, but you see my point? So, and not to get too far off a base, but my point is most black females are not pro-black. So you can't say, if you feel that black females are out of line, right? And if a brother tends to walk outside the race or top the fence, so to speak, you can't say that he's not pro-black because he doesn't want black women. When most black women are not only are most black women not pro-black, but most black women have Stockholm syndrome and a whiteology mentality. A little break, excuse me. A little taste. Good stuff right there. Right? So here's my thing, man. People like to draw a diagram of a simplistic type thinking when they do certain stuff. Or how you gonna talk about black women? Your mama black and all this crazy shit. And if you talk against the Democratic Party and you ain't black, you don't wear Nikes and you ain't black, if you don't say certain things, you say, oh, you talk like you white, all type of shit, right? If you don't, use crazy grammar, or if you talk correctly where people can understand your language, then you're talking like a white person, right? All type of nonsense that we have within our race, that our beliefs, that, and we've been taught that as well from different groups. But it's funny how you can internalize that naivete or that idiocy, right? Where, okay, now the norm for blacks is to speak incorrect English, is to support black women who don't give a shit about us. It's to buy things you can't afford, i.e. have your priorities out of order. That's the black way of life. If that's the black way of life, yeah, I don't want to be black either. So, and you got to think too, a brother who is hopping the fence, because I mean, and here's the thing: a lot of brothers are hopping the fence. Why? Because females are mistreating them, taking them to court for child support. The child support is not going to that kid in a lot of cases, right? Raping these brothers. They'll take them to court at a drop of a hat. A lot of black women will destroy brothers. They cheating on these brothers. They're lying on these brothers. Are these a group of females who are pro-black? Black females hate their black men, man. You can't do all this stuff and still be pro-black. So if you step away from her, how are you not being pro-black? If you hate someone if you hate someone who is trying to destroy you, how does that make you a sellout? Meaning you're not pro-black. Because if I want to help myself by removing myself from the situation, and if I dislike someone who's hurting me, am I not still pro-black? Am I still not pro-black? I'm black, so I want to ensure my survival. And if ensuring my survival means separating from something that's trying to destroy me, does that not still make me pro-black? I'm black. What if I want to now pro-black doesn't necessarily mean I can save the whole community, because there's no movement to really do that. I mean, Black Lives Matter, that's debatable if they're actually trying to save the black community, but no one's trying to do that, right? So if I'm trying to save myself, I'm black. I'm a part of that expanded community. What if saving my life means I have to separate from the one that hates me? Am I a sellout because I don't love something that's the same color as me, but it hates me? It hates us? Does that make me a sellout? Sometimes we have to use critical thinking that goes beyond one step. Oh, you black, so you gotta like everything else that's black. And I'm not saying, you got some sellouts on here that, some of these guys are working for secret agencies, and they might be working for an off-brand infiltration group. They get on the internet talking about they want to see the annihilation of black people and all that stuff. I'm not on that type of shit. Those guys are predators. Those guys are working for agencies that are trying to infiltrate, and agencies that are trying to take apart the black race. Those guys are on a payroll, or if they're really confused, or they're trying to. Those weak black men are trying to do anything they can to get on TV and be seen by people. Some of them are in desperate need to pay back child support. Those are weak black men. Those are Delta black men. And of course, I don't want to see the annihilation of my own race. I mean, I'm black, so if they annihilate the race, shit, I'm going too. So no, I don't want to see that. But I don't want to see black men suffer. I don't want to see good black men suffer because they feel that they don't have any other choice but to choose a woman that doesn't care about them, and to choose her just on the basis of that they're the same ethnicity. I repeat, I wouldn't want to see brothers having to choose a female of the same ethnicity that does not care about him. Now, granted, like I said, if you can get that strong sister that's looking out for you, that's riding for you, okay, good. And if you betray her, then it's debatable whether you're a sellout or not. But if you leave someone who's trying to choke you out for child support, not even giving the money to the kid, she's going ahead sucking this one's dick, sucking that one's dick, weave, eyelash extensions that don't eyelashes so long it looks like a fucking clown. They look like a clown. 4 or 5 layers of makeup, and trying to create a mask so she can hide behind it. Weave for a hat. Super long fucking fingernails. You can't even scratch your crotch because you got the claws for hands. Just crazy shit. If you leave something like that, man, I don't think that you are not pro-black. Just you wanting to ensure your own survival, that makes you pro-black if you're a black man. So can you still be pro-black and hate black women? My answer is yes. But let me know what you think. Be sure to like, subscribe. I've already went too long with this video. Appreciate all the support. Hope you guys had a great New Year's. And I hope you're staying safe out there. And it's your main man, the author, signing out.